All right, so while I'm here, I'll be working with the Dolphins and the Turtle group, which I've been working with ages 5 to 8 years old. The lessons that I'm going to be teaching is English, math, PE, project time, and science. And I even may do some music classes too when I have time with the schedule.
So from that group you just mentioned, is there one section of the group that you would like to work with
Yes,
in particular?
the Dolphins group, we call them the Dolphins. They're the 5 to 6-year-old.
Right.
Um,
I think it is important that you mention to the organization that our school is not like class based.
yes,
We don't have age-based classes. Instead, we have learning groups.
yes.
And in this particular learning group, you will be working with one half of the group, and they will be they are 5 to 7. 5 to 7.
Yes, we have
years
one
old.
7-year-old in the group, and most of them are 6, and
Right.
one 5-year-old,
Right.
I think, in
So
the group.
it's a mixed age group of how many children? Approximately
7 or 8.
7 or 8 kids.
Yes,
Mixed group, mixed age, mixed ability, which means
yes,
there will be a lot
Lots
of
of
differentiation
differentiation,
happening.
yes.
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
And so for next week, what I already have planned for the Dolphins group is learning about singular and plural words. One chair, 2 chairs. Their English is coming on strongly, but I think it'd be good to focus on that. And
Yes.
with the simpler words that just end in S versus ES, like brush, brushes has an ES and everything like that. And I also have some handwriting activities that I have for them in English. Let me see here. We also already have a weekly spelling test that I've already been assisting with, so I might take more lead on the spelling list words and doing activities throughout the week,
Yes.
making sentences. We also usually take the spelling test or the spelling words of the week and put them in sentences, small sentences, where some have capital letters, some have punctuation in the wrong spot, and we kind of work together to ask the kids to help us correct the sentence, either on the board as a group or with worksheets, and they work on their own on that. And we'll be continuing with that. When it comes to math, we'll be working with number bonds to 20. I have this thing where I say, if we're going to 10, then I say 7, and then the class will say you, and then I say you say, and they say 3. And it's like, to get to 10, we find the different bonds that will make to 10, but we're going up to 20. And they're very quick at that and more than capable to getting up there. And I want them to notice the pattern, especially with subtraction. Like 19 minus 5 is 14. 9 minus 5 is 4. How they both ended 4. So that's what I'll be more specifically working on. And for project time, we're going to be reading a story, and then we're going to be painting the scene that we've been reading about. So that's just for next week. Obviously, that can change. And yes.
Okay. So your key objectives for maths will be pattern.
Yes.
One is pattern.
Yes.
So they can identify these patterns. Number bonds will be another
Yes.
objective. Here.
Yes.
Okay. Are these objectives taught separately? Will they experience it separately, or it's all in one activity?
I would say separately. I'm still in the early stages of that one, but I'm already planning some assessment strategies when I start it, so that way I can see if all the children are catching on. We have whiteboards and markers, so I can maybe do like a group thing, and if I see when they're holding up the answers, if they're not what they should be or near where they should be, then I can have some of the students working on an activity, and I could take a student that's struggling with it and help them more to achieve the objective. Yes, and like you said, patterns would be important. We're also learning about plants and science, so I also might have an activity that has to do with. So Sanjay, I wanted to spend some time with you talking about the schedule of this class
as well as the Teach Now rubric. I've printed out one of these for you to go through. There are 10 different standards that you'll be grading me on. It's going to take us a long time to talk about and go through, but at the end then we'll both have a clear understanding of what the expectations are from me and how I will be
As
grading.
far as expectations and routines go from the students, it's kind of a continuation of what I've already seen here and already have been a part of, which is being quiet in the hallways, being quiet in the cellar when they get changed in the morning, when they change their shoes, hands raised when participating in class, and active participation is also necessary for the class to really prosper and progress to where I want it to. It says that I should be talking about some units, and in the future, in these 3 months, I've already talked to one of the lead teachers I'll be working with that will also be monitoring me sometimes, and we're going to do a Great Barrier Reef project, so a little bit of geography, and we're doing a lot with water and water animals.
Right.
Today we went over octopus and why they have 3 hearts. Each one of their tentacles has a brain at the end of it. You know, things that are fascinating, and so the kids love it, and it's just a great activity for a kid. It's very age appropriate, and
Yes.
so that might be some units that we're working on, and yes.
Good.
So my expectations for these 3 months is for me to learn more about becoming the best teacher I can be, to improve on my weaknesses, to take the knowledge that you have and the other staff members have, and to try to incorporate it in what I already know, but also keep my style present.
Yeah.
Because obviously I think teachers bring their own unique
Absolutely.
to the classroom, and so do the students. So I want to just do the best I can and just really have fun. And if I make a mistake or I get negative feedback, I'll know that's a part of it.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely. It's good to actually, as a teacher, to bring your own style to the teaching experience. This is very, very important. And not to try to imitate another teacher, because then you will feel less confident and less comfortable as a group. So good luck with this. And what one expectation that I have of you will be that next time we meet, if you would like me to come and see one of your lessons, if you could actually give me a lesson plan.
Yes.
A lesson plan. The key things that I would like to see is your expectations for that particular lesson, the expectations that you have for the children, what you expect them to learn.
Yes.
Your aims or objectives, for example, also for that particular lesson, and briefly the content with a couple of examples.
Okay.
And then the routine for that particular teaching session or period, for example.
Yes.
How you wish to operate on that particular day whilst you work with the children. Okay?
Cool. Great.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.